Greetings, dear hearts. It's Miss D here. Yes, I'm smoking on camera. It's one of my deep, dark secrets. I smoke. I don't even call it a secret. It's just our world is so politically correct nowadays. Most people that smoke have been made to be some kind of villains or demonized, so people are in the closet smoking. Uh, I'm not in the closet. It's my channel. I do like I do. I want to pop on today to show you the craft room. I'm showing redoing the craft room. It's coming along, turn things around, doing some projects, getting it comfortable, kind of really enjoying that. I'm calling it Miss D's Mixed Media project. Is where I needed to have a therapeutic crafts time, and I plan on crafting for therapeutic. I plan on talking because that's therapeutic. I plan on venting because that's therapeutic. And I'm smoking because that's therapeutic for me too. Does it seem like I got attitude? I do. I generally try to keep my life, my channel, everything that I do upbeat and positive. Mary Sunshine, rose colored glass wearing D. Life is recently came crashing down, and it wasn't so easy to do all that. So I'm going to do a little story time and tell you why Miss D's smoking on camera. And before anybody writes a whole bunch of comments, lots of negative things, yes, I'm aware of the dangers of smoking. I'm aware that is something that our country, most people are looking down on. It's a habit that I have. It's part of who I am right now. Little background about that. I have quit smoking in the past. Been smoking probably since I was 12, 13 years old. Have quit and have started back on again. And I'm okay with me smoking right now. As far as it being bad for your health, about everything in America is bad for our health. Let me say more. The story I want to tell is called My Baby Has Down Syndrome. Yeah, you've seen glimpses of my daughter Stacy in some of my craft videos. She'll walk in and out. Haven't got her yet to want to be on the camera and introduce herself to you. Um, she was born with Down syndrome. If you don't know, Down syndrome is an extra chromosome um, that comes when we're made in our DNA, and it's a form of mental retardation, something that's never going away. That makes Stacy learn differently than other people in the very beginning. It made her have to do a lot of therapies just to do the simple things of learning to walk, learning to talk, learning to potty train, learning how to go to school. A whole lot of things we take for granted. My baby had to learn with intense repetition. But I'll tell you about the birth of Stacy and how Stacy's here maybe at another story time. This story time is about frustration. Stacy, yes, I called her my baby. She is the last of my five children, and because of her Down syndrome, she's more baby-like than anybody you would know that's 30 years old. Yes, this week was Stacy's birthday, August 9th. Stacy turned 30 years old. So my baby has had Down syndrome for 30 years, and I have been the mother dealing with Down syndrome for 30 years. And it comes with a mixed bag of things to have to deal with. The reason for the frustration, the smoking, and the wanting to vent is this week. Stacy has been going through some different health problems lately, and for the last 2 months, we've been scheduled by a doctor to do in hospital stay, where she was going to be in the hospital for a week, and they were going to hook her brain up to all kinds of machines so that they could read where these seizures are coming from, what part of her brain, and how her body's responding, what's the medicine doing, how she's recovering from the seizure, all that kind of thing. Something that really needs to happen because, you know, she's having seizures every day. She's under medication, so they're not as bad as they have been, but still seizures every day and taking new forms. While I wasn't happy about Stacy having to go to the hospital, it was something that I knew that I had to participate in and let happen. So this day, part of my frustration is healthcare in America has become a mess. Do you hear me? They talked about Obamacare. They talked about taking away and giving us socialized more medical care for everybody. Well, I can tell you that they made a mess for everybody in America. So with Stacy having Down syndrome, she is on SSI, Social Security Disability, and she uses Medicaid, the health system that's used for people with disabilities and our older people. Um, well, disabilities and Medicare for older people. And for these 30 years, I gotta say, it's been pretty decent. We just started really having health problems with Stacy in the last maybe 5 years, but it had been doable. Well, to go for this stay in the hospital where they're going to do all these studies, she had to have approval from the system, the medical system, to be able to go, and I needed to take her meds with me. First problem was in preparing to take her meds. I go to the pharmacy, and in recent months, every time I go to the pharmacy, it's a big problem. First, you can't get the meds. You got to get authorization from the doctor and authorization from the insurance to get the meds, which never had been a problem, but our healthcare switched over. They changed providers, and they're doing some funny things with the insurance. So this round, I go to get her meds so that she can have them when she goes to the hospital. And for the seizure, she takes Keppra, and they can't give me the prescribed dose of Keppra because the insurance company hasn't authorized the doctor increasing how much Keppra Stacy takes. Well, she's having more seizures, she's having problems, so the doctor did an exam and checked Stacy out and decided that let's increase the dose. Well, the doctor could decide that nowadays the insurance companies are running everything, and they're, I guess, being the doctors, because the doctor writes the script. Get to the pharmacy, you can't get it because the insurance company haven't authorized it because it's an increased dose. That was the beginning of my frustration. I settle for half of the prescription that she needs because she's going to be in the hospital for 5 days. They want me to bring the meds, and I don't want her without the meds one day. If you see a grand mal seizure, you'll be like me. You'll be trying to do anything you can to keep your baby from having um, that havoc wreaked on her body. So I take the half script. I continue to prepare for this long hospital stay. I have to take vacation from work because our medical system now is, I guess, we're the nurses. So she's going to be in the hospital anywhere from 3 to 5 days. They say I have to be there all 5 of the days because I have to watch for her to have seizures. They don't have anybody that's going to be watching if she has seizures. I would be the one there to see the seizure and alert the teams that she's having one. I didn't know that I went to school for that. But okay, I'm a mother. I deal with Stacy and these seizures, so we're going to do it because she's supposedly at the end. We're going to know a little more about what's going on and try to get some help for her. Well, we have to be at the hospital at 7:30 in the morning. Stacy can't take her meds because they want to do these tests without these meds. I'm scared because without these meds, she has these seizures, but I'm following orders and I do that. I shop and make sure she has the right clothes for the hospital. She can't wear anything that goes over her head. She has to have all new pajamas because she likes nightgowns, and that's not going to work. She has to have something buttoned up. So I spend money buying nightgowns, going to make it comfortable as I can for her. Getting treats and all that because they'll feed Stacy, but they won't feed me. So I got to make sure that I can eat for 5 days, and I didn't want to eat cafeteria food, so I'm, preparing. We get to the hospital early in the morning Monday. We go to the registration desk. They do all the registering, Stacy. They have us walk up to her room, carrying her computer, my computer, her bag, my bag, her snacks, my snacks, my crafting tools, because if I'm going to be anywhere for 5 days, you better believe I'm going to be crafting. So we get in. I help Stacy get undressed and get dressed into the pajamas. I kind of decorate the room to soften it. She's got to be there for 5 days. We don't want it to look all hospital sterile. The family had been great. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Tracy. They had sent cards and money for Stacy, and so we hung the cards and we made the room presentable for Stacy. I unpacked, make sure that, 5 days at home. Get all that done, get Stacy's computer up and running. The nurse comes back in the room and throws the bombshell. The reason we're smoking on a video. The nurse tells me that Stacy's insurance has been rejected, that the insurance company won't authorize her to be in the hospital to have this care that the doctor wants her to have, that we have to leave, and they'll figure out what's going to happen with the bill. Happen with the bill? First off, you ain't did nothing. I've been the one there getting Stacy ready, and I'm going to be the one there watching the seizures or whatever. But me and the bill, I wish. The nurse is trying to explain to me. She can't explain. Oh, she's going to have the doctor call. But Stacy can't stay. So I go about packing up all Stacy's stuff, explaining to her after I had to prep her. She doesn't like hospitals. She's had a few seizures where she had to go into the hospital, and every time she comes out from underneath that, she freaks about being in the hospital. So it was a big ordeal to get her prepped to go. So I'm telling her now, Stacy, we're not going to be here. We're going to go home and get her prepared for all that. Load everything back up, carry everything. I had my daughter take my car because I didn't want to have my car parked in the parking lot for 5 days and pay that because no, they don't validate parking in our hospitals anymore. So get a hold of my daughter and then proceed downstairs, wait for my daughter to come pick us up. I am so mad. I don't know what to do, but try to keep it together. I got Stacy. I'm in a public place. I'm just sucking it in. My frustration is they wanted me to wait around the hospital for the doctor to come and talk to me. That's not happening, so I leave and find out, no, they did not call me and tell me that the insurance company wasn't going to cover the care. They lied and said they did. No message on my phone, no message on my daughter, who is the other contact person's phone. They said they told the registration desk. The registration desk was not told. They allowed us to register. So I'm dealing with craziness and lies, which is not a good mix. So I get Stacy home and prepare her for, okay, you're not going to have that done. We're going to make the best of it. We're going to figure it out. This week is Stacy's birthday. Her birthday actually was yesterday, August 9th. And try to prepare. I don't do a lot of celebrating birthday, big deal, but Stacy being special needs, you're going to have a cake with some candles on it for Stacy, or she's not happy. And unhappy Stacy It's too much. So, I do, what we can. We go to the store, we buy a little cake, some cupcakes, and da 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 da. And I've been blessed, the people around us, made Stacy had a special day. So thank you, Jessica, Pinky, and Jamie, Erica, Malik, Mia, Mimi, everybody for making sure that Stacy had a special day. You're truly a beautiful lot of people. That being said, I'm home. I had to take in vacation. I felt like after we couldn't do what needed to be done for Stacy's health, that I would just keep the vacation and stay home and, spend time with her and try to get my nerves together, try to figure out what we're going to do next, um, and craft to keep my nerves together. So really, this story is the beginning of the tale of my baby has Down syndrome. I had been thinking that I would talk to the channel and do a little more sharing about having a child that has Down syndrome, just to do some information and enlightenment and get you guys to be able to meet Stacy. We will do a sit down interview with Stacy soon. But I today wanted to put up a video just to do my therapeutic, continue with my therapeutic process of venting and letting go. I am today in a much better spirit. I'm um, preparing to do the things that I need to do, and I have been crafting. Part of the results of that is the difference you see in the background and the craft room. That has been very therapeutic for me. It helps a lot for me to calm down. So one of the other things I'm going to do is continue fixing up the craft room. The one thing I want to do is raise my craft desk. I feel like it needs to be a little bit higher up. I'm not going to buy a new desk. I'm going to just lift mine up. And so what I have been doing is using one of the mediums that I love, which is cardboard. So I'm making little cardboard lifters that I'm going to attach to the desk and lift the desk up and continue on. So I thank you all for taking a moment to um, let Miss D vent and share about being a mother of a Down syndrome child and our healthcare system going to hell. I'm hoping that I get a few views and a few comments of other people that are going through such and sharing about the frustrations and sharing about how they're recovering from those things and maybe give me some tips on what to do next. For any mothers out there and fathers that have children with Down syndrome, please take a moment and share a little bit about your journey of living with someone that has Down syndrome. Pictures would be really appreciated. I really want to do a little mini series on Down syndrome and being the mother of a Down syndrome. So, dear hearts, I want to thank you for allowing me to be me and just venting. I will come back real soon with a video craft. So, in the meantime, thank you and be careful in America. Do your best not to need the insurance company. Have a great day, dear hearts. I'll see you soon.